Jai Shri Ram. Welcome to this evening's satsang. For those of you who have joined, I think it is clear to all of us that this is almost like a continuation of our Krishna Ashtami, and the worship of Bhagwan continues even after these special festivals. We are going to commence with preliminaries, sprinkling of water on yourselves and on all around you. Om Pavitraha Pavitro va Sarvavastangato Pivaya Smaret Pundarikaksham Savahyaphyantraha Shuchihi. Sip water from the palm of your right hand 3 times, doing Hari Smaran, thinking of Bhagwan while you do so. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Om Madhavaya Namaha. Rinse your hands. Om Hrishikeshaya Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Madhusudanaya Namaha. If you have a kus ring, please put it on the right hand ring finger of your hand. Om Pavitresto Vaishnavyo Saviturvaha Prasava Utpunam Yachidrena Pavitrena Suryasya Rashmivihi Tasya te Pavitra Pate Pavitra Putasya Yata Kamaha Punet Tachakeyam. You should apply some chandan to your forehead using the palm of the thumb of your right hand. Start at the top of your nose and move upwards onto your forehead. Om Chandanam Vandyate Nityam Pavitram Papanashanam Apadam Harate Nityam Lakshmir Vasati Sarvadham. If you have not lit your home lamp, you may do so now. Om Bhodhipatam Brahma Rupa Andhakara Nivaraka Imam Maya Kritam Pujam Grihastejo Pravardhaya. Om Deepaya Namaha. Sprinkle water on the seat or on the thari in front of you. Om Prithivi Tvaya Dhrita Loka Devi Tam Vishnu Na Dhrita Tvancha Dharyaman Devi Pavitram Kuru Chasanam. We're now going to commence with the recitation of Ved and other Dhyan mantras. You should focus your mind on Bhagwan and recite, if you are able to, from the screen in front of you. Or if you know these mantras kantast, if you know them off by heart, you may join in the recitation. Om. 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 Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Dhyanamoolam Gurur Murtihi, Pujamoolam Guru Padam, Mantramoolam Gurur Vakyam, Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa. Om Swasti na Indro Vridashavaha, Swasti na Puka Vishwavedaha, Swasti na Starakshura Rishtanemi, Swasti no Vrihaspatir Dadatu, Om Paya Pritivyam Paya, Oshadishu Payo Divyantarikshe, Payodaha Payasvati Pradishaha Santo Mayam. Om Vishnu Raratamasi Vishnu Snaplesto Vishnu Surasi Vishnu Dhruvasi Vaishnavamasi Vishnavetva. Om Agnir Devata Vato Devata Suryo Devata Chandrama Devata Vasavo Devata Rudra Devata Ditya Devata Maruto Devata Vishwe Deva Devata Vrihaspatir Devatindro Devata Varuno Devata. Om Dyaho Shantir Antariksha Gwang Shanti Prithivi Shantirapah Shantiroshadayah Shantihi Vanaspatayah Shantir Vishvedevah Shantir Brahma Shantihi Sarvagam Shantihi Shantireva Shantihi Sama शान्तिरेधि। ॐ विश्वानि देव सवितर्दुरितानि परासुव यद्भद्रं तन्न आसुव। ॐ आनो भद्राः क्रतवो यन्तु विश्वतो दब्धासो अपरीतास उद्भिदः देवानो यथा सदमद्विदेय सन्न प्रायुवो रक्षितारो दिवे दिवे। ॐ देवानां भद्रा सुमतिरिजूय तान् देवानागुङ्रातिरभिनो निवर्तताम्। देवानां ग्वं सख्यमुपसेदिमा वयम् देवान आयु प्रतिरन्तु जीवसे। ॐ तान् पूर्वयानि निदाहुमहे वयं भगं मित्रम् अदितिं दक्षमश्रिधम् अरयमणं वरुणगं सोममश्विना सरस्वती नः सुभगा मयस्करात्। ॐ तन्नो वातो मयुर्भुवातो भेषजन्तन्माता पृथिवी तत्पिताद्यः तद्घ्रावाणः सोमसुतो मयुर्भुवस्तदश्विनाशिनो तन्दिष्ण्यायुवम्। ॐ तमीशानां जगतस्तस्तुषस्पतिं धियं झिन्वामवसेहुमहे वयम्। पूषा नो यथा वेदसाम सद्वृदे रक्षिता पायुर्धब्धः स्वस्तये। ॐ स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृधश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्योररिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्ददातु। ॐ पृषदश्वा मरुतः पृश्निमातरः शुभं यावानो विदतेषु जग्मयः अग्निजिह्वा मनवः सूरचक्षसो विश्वेनो देवा अवसागमन्निः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवा भद्रं पश्येमाक्षवीर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्ट्वागं संस्तनूभिर्व्यशेमहि दिवहितं यदायुः। ॐ शतमिन्नो शरदो वन्ति देवा यत्रा नश्चक्राजरसन्तनूनाम् पुत्रासो यत्र पितरो भवन्ति मानो मध्याह्निशतायुर्गन्तोः। ॐ अदितिर्द्यौरदितिरन्तरिक्षम् अदितिर्माता स पिता स पुत्रः विश्वे देवा अदितिः पञ्चजना अदितिर्जातम् अदितिर्जनित्वम्। ॐ ऋचं वाचं प्रपद्ये मनोयजुः प्रपद्ये साम प्राणं प्रपद्ये चक्षुः श्रोत्रं प्रपद्ये वागौजः सहोजौ मही प्राणापानौ। ॐ तं पग्निभिरनुगच्छेम देवाः पुत्रैर्भ्रातृभिरुतवा हिरण्यहे नाकं गृभनानः सुकृतस्य लोके तृतीये पृष्ठे उदिरोचने दिवः। ॐ आयुष्यं वर्षस्य ग्वं रायस्पोषमुद्भिदम् इदग्वं हिरण्यं वर्चस्व जैत्राय विशतादुमाम्। ॐ द्यौः शान्तिरन्तरिक्षगुं शान्तिः पृथिवी शान्तिः आपः शान्तिरौषधयः शान्तिः वनस्पतयः शान्तिर्विश्वे देवाः शान्तिर्ब्रह्म शान्तिः सर्वगुं शान्तिः शान्तिरेव शान्तिः सामा शान्तिरेधि। ॐ यतो यतः समीहसे तथो नो अभयं कुरु शन्नः कुरु प्रजाभ्यो भयन्नः पशुभ्यः। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः सुशान्तिर्भवतु। ॐ हे रम्ब त्वमेयेहि अम्बिका त्र्यम्बकात्मज सिद्धि बुद्धिपते त्रयक्षलक्षलाभ पितो पितः नागास्य नागहार त्वङ्गनराज चतुर्भुज भूषितः स्वायुधे दिव्यै पाशाङ्कुश परश्वधे आवाहयामि पूजार्थं रक्षार्थं क्षममाकृतः इहागत्य गृहाण त्वं पूजां क्रतुं च रक्ष मे। ॐ मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये। अंजनीगर्भसम्भूतं कपीन्द्रं सचिवोत्तमं रामप्रियं नमस्तुभ्यं हनुमान् रक्ष सर्वदा। ॐ ध्यायेदाजानुबाहुं धृतशरधनुषं भद्रपद्मासनस्थं पीतं वासोऽवसानं नवकमलादलस्पर्धिनेत्रं प्रसन्नं वामाङ्कारूढ सीतामुखकमलमिल्ललोचनं नीरधावां नानालङ्कारदीप्तं दततमुरुजटा मण्डलं रामचन्द्रम्। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्र रुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैर्वेदैः साङ्गपदाक्रमोपनिषदैर्गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुः देवाय तस्मै नमः। ॐ वसुदेवसुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानन्दं कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरुं। मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम्। ॐ शान्तं पद्मासनस्थं शशधरमुकुटं पंचवक्त्रं त्रिनेत्रं शूलं वज्रं च खड्गं परशुमभयदं दक्षिणाङ्गे वहन्तं नागपाशां च गण्ठां डमरुकसहितं आङ्कुशं वामभागे नानालङ्कारदीप्तं स्फटिकमणिनिभं पार्वतीशं नमामि। ॐ या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्मच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिर्देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापहा। ॐ लक्ष्मी क्षीरसमुद्रराजतनयां श्रीरङ्गधामेश्वरीं दासीभूत समस्तदेववनितां लोकैकदीपान्पुरां श्रीमन्मण्डकटाक्षलब्धविभव ब्रह्मेन्द्र गंगाधरां तां त्रैलोक्यकुटुम्बिनीं सरसिजां वन्दे मुकुन्द प्रियाम्। ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय। अब हम हनुमान चालीसा और एक भजन गाएंगे।
श्री गुरु चरण सरोज रज निज मन मुकुर सुधार वरनो रघुवर विमल यश जोदायक फलचार बुद्धहीन तनु जानिके सुमिरो पवन कुमार बल बुद्धि विद्या देहु मोहि हरहु कलेश विकार। जय हनुमान ज्ञान गुण सागर कुंडल कुंचित केशा हाथ ब्रजा ध्वजा विराजे कांटे मूंज जने साजे शंकर सुवर्ण केसरी नंदन तेज प्रताप महाजगवंदन विद्यावान गुणी अति चातुर राम काज करिबे को आतुर प्रभु चरित्र सुनिबे को रसिया राम लखन सीता मन बसिया सूक्ष्म रूप धरि सिया दिखावा विकट रूप धरि लंक जड़ावा भीम रूप धरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज सवारे लाय सजीवन लगन आए श्री रघुवीर हर्षि उर लाए रघुपति कीन्हि बहुत बड़ाई तुम मम प्रिय भरतहि सम भाई सहस बदन तुमरो यश गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीषा नारद शारद सहित ईशा यम कुबेर दिक्पाल जहाते कवि जन्म हरि भक्त कहाए। और देवता तीर्थ करहि, हनुमत से सर्व सुख करहि। संकट हर मिटे सब पीरा, जो सुमिरे हनुमत बलबीरा। जय 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 हनुमान गोसाई, कृपा करहु गुरुदेव की नाई। जो शत बार पाठ कर कोई, छूटहि बंदी महासुख होई। जो या पढ़े हनुमान चालीसा, होय सिद्धि साखी गौरीसा। तुलसीदास सदा रिझेरा, कीजनाथ हृदय माहेरा। कीजनाथ हृदय माहेरा, कीजनाथ हृदय माहेरा। पवन तनय संकट हरण, मंगल मूर्ति रूप। राम लखन सीता सहित, हृदय बसौ सुरभूप। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय।
शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। भजे शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। विष्णु सदा शिवा, हर 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 महादेवा। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवा, हर 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 महादेवा। भजे शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। ब्रह्मा महादेवा, हर 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 सदा शिवा। गुरु ब्रह्मा महादेवा, हर 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 सदा शिवा। भजे शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। हर 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 महादेवा। गुरु ब्रह्मा सदा शिवा, हर 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 महादेवा। भजे शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। भजे शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। विष्णु सदा शिवा, हर 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 महादेवा। ब्रह्मा विष्णु सदा शिवा, हर 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 महादेवा। भजे शिव ओंकारा, जय जय भजे शिव ओंकारा। सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय।
Jai Shri Krishna, Jai Radhe Govind, Radhe Radhe. Today we are discussing verse number 3 of chapter 6. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva, Arurukshor Muniryogam Karma Karanamochyate Yogarudhasya Tasyeva Shamaha Karanamochyate. Shri Krishna Govinda Hare Murare, He Nath Narayana Vasudeva. Jai Shri Krishna. In this third verse, Bhagwan says to Arjuna that that person who is desirous of climbing, in other words, going to a higher level, Muner Yogaham. Mune means one who is able to contemplate. Another better word for contemplation, one who is able to introspect, think carefully about what he is trying to achieve. In what area? Yogam. He is wanting to take his connection with God to a much higher level. In other words, the serious seeker, the one who wants to analytically understand where he is on the spiritual path and obviously make serious and concerted efforts to improve his journey. Karma karanam uchyatehe, unattached action, is a stepping stone. Karanam uchyate, it is said. Yoga rudhasyaha, to be established in yoga. Tasyeva, for this person. Shamaha karanam uchyate, it is said, uchyate, it is said, that the way to this blessedness, this wonderful state of mind, is to cut out unnecessary thoughts. I'm not going to say that we must totally stop all kinds of thoughts, because that is not possible. So let us look at this now, combine all of these Sanskrit words and see in the form of a sentence what Bhagwan is trying to say to us. He says that, first of all, he is referring to a Muni. Muni means a person who is a deep thinker, who is a rational thinker, an analytical thinker, and of course, one who has the ability to go beyond the general restrictions of understanding this world to be what somebody told him it is. The Muni, while he may use that information as a foundation He wants to experience it for himself. He wants to develop that information even further. Therefore, I would like to say to all of you that these verses here, all the verses of Bhagavad Gita and the millions of verses contained in our scriptures, are but threads of knowledge which must give rise to other thoughts. It must give rise to the highest kind of understanding that you may perceive. And of course, you must put it into perspective in the way in which you live, the situation in which you find yourself, etc. But I'm going to tell you more about that just now. First, then he says, Bhagavan says, now this person who has such a great sankalp. Sankalp is a word which all of you are familiar with. Sankalp can loosely mean a declaration. And some may even take it to another level and say that the word sankalp can mean a solemn promise. And to give life to what I just said to you, when we do a sankalp, we take water in our hand, pan supari, flour, rice, etc. But generally, people will take water in their hands to make a sankalp, a declaration of what they want to do. And that water is then dropped onto the Vedi or onto the earth. When water falls from the hand, together with mantra, to the earth or the Vedi, it cannot be picked up in its entirety and put back in your hand. Therefore, a sankalp seems to be a one-direction, solemn promise to achieve something. In other words, it is a concerted effort to move in a certain direction. And this we may call, you and I will simply refer to this as determined effort, determination. Okay, so the Muni is one who is already a determined person. And therefore, when he makes a sankalp, it is because he wants to excel at what he does. He's not interested in substandards. And it is substandards that are causing us to underperform in this world. If we need 30% to pass in school, in my view, that is a substandard. If we need 30% to pass in school, and if you are looking at the complexities of Bhagavad Gita, maybe complexities is not the right word, the depth Bhagavan goes to explain the nature of this world to us, then I am saying to you that a 30% effort in Bhagavad Gita is certainly not going to be sufficient. And if Bhagavad Gita is a means to what we want to achieve, this highest form of yoga, to excel at yoga, then a kind of 30% effort is not going to be good. It's going to take much more than that, because 30% does not mean excel. And this yogi has made a sankalp, or wants to make a sankalp, that he is desirous of climbing the tree. Okay? So in this case, the sankalp is not a fixed one. Doesn't have a beginning and an end. It is a sankalp of determined effort, because this is what spiritual ladder means, determined effort. Nobody knows for sure at what point spiritual advancement or learning will stop, because there is no end to the process. One may achieve greatness in this process, one may achieve great success in this process, and when he is enjoying such bliss, he wants to remain in that bliss. Of course, that bliss has different levels of experience as well, and it can get better and better and better. To understand what I am saying better, you may want to study the stages of meditation. One of them is called Turiyam, that is mentioned in the stuti that we sing to Shankar Bhagwan, Namami Shamishana Nirvana Rupan. So Bhagwan is saying that the key to the success for this person here who wants to excel in the yoga of action is to actually renounce his action, renounce the fruits of his actions. In other words, perform your action with the intention to excel at it, to do it in the best possible way. In the same breath, do not expect any praise, do not look for the results, etc. What is meant to come to you with the grace of Bhagwan will come to you. In the second part of this verse, Bhagwan Sri Krishna is saying, similarly, a person may be established in yoga. And the key for him to excel in this yoga is to renounce all material actions and sensual distractions. Now, how does one renounce an action? This is very important. Renouncing an action does not mean not performing an action. Renouncing all the material distractions in this world and all kinds of material fruits of our actions in this world does not mean we must stop performing actions. And in yoga as well, the idea is to be free of unnecessary thoughts, thoughts that do not really matter. You need to come to cut them out. Otherwise, you cannot be a yogi. If you are constantly distracted by every little thought that you allow to enter your mind, you cannot be a yogi. A yogi, a muni, is one who is able to be a deep thinker and to leave out, systematically leave out unnecessary and distractive thoughts from the mind. Now, Bhagwan is talking about two concepts. Sorry about that. He's talking about a karma yogi, and he's also talking about a person that is fixed in yoga or meditation, if I could use that word. And how do we reconcile both of these? So firstly, I'm going to talk about the person who is in the early stages of experiencing both these. He may choose to prefer one over the other because of his likes and dislikes, because of his temperament, because of his past impressions that have been left on his subconscious mind. So, to put that into perspective better, I may enjoy doing more meditation than engaging in various kinds of activities to please the Lord. I'm not saying one is better than the other, or one is lesser than the other, or that we should give up one and only take to the other. But people have tastes and preferences. Not everybody is ready to sit in deep meditation. But a person may engage in wonderful activities that are beneficial to the world and will satisfy Bhagwan. And while doing so, he is thinking of God and not, most certainly not, claiming the fruits of those actions. Both of these are equally good. Now, Adi Sankaracharya said something very, very beautiful. In his works, if you are able to read his works, you must. And he speaks about Jnana, Vairagya, and Karma. And he says that that person who allows Jnana, Vairagya, and Karma to mature into beautiful wisdom will realize that all three of these combined together become the areas between them become seamless. And he refers to that as bhakti. And he then breaks out into beautiful song, singing Bhaja Govindam, Mudamate, meaning that that person, only a fool will not sing the praises of Govinda. And for the past week, during Gita week, you've all been singing the praises of Bhagwan Govinda. Then what kind of karma should we be performing according to that is mentioned in this verse here? The karma that is being referred to will depend on your order in society. Order in society means where is it that you fit in according to your nature. So if you are a studious person, you are an intellectual person, you like doing research, etc., you will fall into an academic class of society, and you will be able to teach this to others. Then you may also be one who is physically strong and is good in administration. You may take to that. The other things that you may consider is your stage in life. At what stage in life are you that enables you to do different kinds of activities, karma. Then also, what is it that you can afford to do? That must also be considered. However, whichever stage of life you are in, whichever varna you largely fall into, and whatever you can afford, whatever you do must be done without attachment to the fruits. Do not be, expectation is the biggest cause of our disappointment. If there's no expectation, there won't be disappointment. When Bhagwan speaks about yoga yana, yoga generally means one who is sitting in meditation, and we cannot say that such a person has renounced all, has given up actions. He may renounce his actions, but not give them up. Why? Because he's in a human body. He will still have to go to the toilet. He will still have to take a bath. He will still have to take food. He will still have to take water. That is not a cessation of activities, but he can renounce all of the activities. In other words, do not expect any fruits from these activities, and actually believe that he is only capable of doing it because he is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. The word samaha, I want to focus on this word a little bit. Samaha can mean a number of things, but it must be read in its context also. Samaha can mean the attainment of tranquility through the mind. Samaha can mean the absence of thoughts about the world, but in reality, it is a state of tranquility irrespective of what we are doing. Although we may be performing actions, it is a state of tranquility that is conducive to God realization. That is what samaha means in this particular verse. With these words, we will conclude today's Gita discourse, Gita part, and we will now do Ramcharitmanas. We will commence with Ramayana Stuti first, singing the praises of Prabhu Shri Ram. जेहि सुमिरत सिद्धि होय सीताराम गणनायक करिबर बदन करो अनुग्रह सोय सीताराम बुद्धि राशि शुभ गुण सधन मूक होहि बाचाल सीताराम पंगु चरेहि गिरिवर गहन जासु कृपा सो दयालु सीताराम द्रभो सकल कलिमल दहन नील सरोरो श्याम सीताराम तरुण अरुण बारिज नयन करो सो मम उरधाम सीताराम सदा क्षीर सागर शयन कुंद इंदु समदेह सीताराम उमा रमन करुणायन जाहि दीन परनेह सीताराम करो कृपा मर्दन मयन बंदो गुरुपद कंज सीताराम कृपा सिंधु नर रूप हरि महामोह तम पुंज सीताराम जासु वचन रवि कर निकर सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय। कथा आरंभ होत है सुनो वीर हनुमान हे रामा सुनो वीर हनुमान आसन को प्रभु आइए सिया सखा सहित भगवान सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय। Today we are reciting Doha number 244 of the Balkand. I pray that you all would try to join me in the recitation by following on the screen. Sab manchana te manchu ek sundar bisad bisal मुनि समेत दहु बंधुतः बैठा रे महिपाल सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। प्रभु ही देखी सबन पहियारे, जनु राकेश उदय भय तारे। असीस प्रतीति सबके मन माही, राम चाप तो रब सब नाई। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। बिनु बंजेहु भव धनुषु विशाला, मेलहि सिय राम उरमाला। अस बिचारी गवनहु गर भाई, जसु प्रताप बलु तेजु गवाई। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। बिहसे अपर भूप सुनि बानी, जे अभिषेक अंध अभिमानी। तोरेहु धनुषो व्याहु अवगाह, बिनु तोरे को कुंवरि बियाह। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। एक बार काल्हु किन्हु, सिय हित समर जितब हम सोहु। यह सुनी अवर महीप मुसुकाने, धर्मशील हरि भगत सयाने। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। सिय बियाह बिहि राम, गर्भ धूरि कर नृपन के। जीति को सक संग्राम, दशरथ के रण भाकुरे। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। जय सिया राम हरे। Tulsidas ji is describing this stage. Mancha means the stage, the arena, where this great Dhanush Yagya was going to take place. This great show, this great showpiece where Bhagwan Shiv's bow was being displayed, and a great competition was taking place now about who can string this bow of Bhagwan Shiv, and in so doing may win the hand of Mother Sita if she is able to garland that person, if she chooses to garland that person. This is called Swayamvar, and I know you may have heard this before, but it is worth mentioning again. So two things have happened here. Raja Dashrath has chosen a number of possible suitors that he thinks may be good for his daughter. And amongst those, she has then asked her to see which one she likes the best, provided that person is able to string the bow of Bhagwan Shiv. Therefore, the choosing of a life partner may be a personal decision, but it's also good to take advice from others. Any kind of advice, valuable advice, can always help. तुलसीदास जी says, सब मंचों से एक मंच अधिक सुंदर, उज्जवल और विशाल था. From all of these stages, one of these stages was exceptionally better, beautifully better, lit up, decorated, and bigger than the others. राजा ने मुनि सहित दोनों भाइयों को उस पर बैठाया. Raja Janak now, I don't know if you want to call this discrimination, or do you want to call it somebody's likes or dislikes? These days, the word discrimination is used indiscriminately. Anything that happens sometimes according to a person's choice is called discrimination. But in this case, we see that Raja Janak has a preference. This is his private function, and he's entitled to do what he wants to do. He has already feasted his eyes on the Lord of the universe who has come to his home. And he has chosen to keep Bhagwan Sri Ram, to place Bhagwan Sri Ram, Lakshman, and their Guru, Vishwamitra, on this best possible stage, this best possible seat or part of the arena. He decided to put them there. Once again, we see that he didn't separate them from their Guru. Prabhu deki sab nrupa hiya hare. There were many kings gathered there. In fact, Ravan was also in this arena, and you will probably read that somewhere. All the great warrior kings of the earth were invited there. And when Prabhu Sri Ram entered, remember, these kings, power is intoxicating. Many of these kings have come there with a lot of pride, ego, that they are all powerful. You know, before kings would be regarded or considered according to the number of warriors they had, how many soldiers they had, how many chariots they had, how many horses they had, how many cows they had, etc. And so with all of these things combined, some of them have come here with ego and pride. But when they saw Prabhu Sri Ram, what happens? Here, they lost heart. They realized, hold it, we are here, this Janaki Mata is absolutely beautiful, stunning beyond description. And when we look amongst us here, even to us males, the most beautiful suitor for her is Prabhu Sri Ram. You know, they say in this world, you must pick your battles carefully. Some battles, although you are right, are not worth fighting. Janu Rakesu Udaya Bhaya Tare. A beautiful simile is used here by Tulsidas Ji. He says, these kings felt just like how the stars feel when the moon becomes very, very bright. So on an absolutely dark night, if you look at the stars in the sky, they look stunningly beautiful and attractive. But when the moon is at its peak, the stars are almost dimmed. They don't seem to have that same luster. And this is what these kings are being described as, the stars that have lost their luster. Dear brothers and sisters, the wonderful message contained here is, anybody who has pride is actually competing with the Lord. Because if you realize that he is the Swami and we are the Sevaks, we are mere servants of Bhagwan, where does all your pride go? Asi pratiti sabke manamahi, all of them had faith in their minds that Rama chapa toraba sakanahi. Shaka means doubt. They had no doubts. Shakanahi means they had no doubt in their minds ki kya Ramji chapa toraba. Ramji will break that bow. This is what some of them thought in their minds. Binu banjehi bhava dhanusha visala. This large bow, it is said in one of the texts, it describes the length and the weight of Bhagwan Shiv's bow. It was very, very large. And bhava dhanusha, it wasn't just any bow, it belonged to Bhagwan Bhava. One of Bhagwan Shiv's name is Bhava. Therefore we say Bhavaya Namaha, Om Bhavaya Namaha. Binu Banjana, without breaking this bow of Bhagwan Shiv, Milahesiya Rama Uvamala. They are saying even if Bhagwan Ram doesn't break this bow, they believed in their hearts that Sita Mata will still stand up and garland him. That is what they believed. Asabichari Gavanahu Gara Bhai. Some of them thought in their minds, Bhai, dear brothers, we rather go home. We're wasting our time here because this Dhanush Yagya to us seems meaningless. These two seem to have already chosen themselves. Remember before this, we read about Tulsidas Ji took a number of Doha and Chopai to describe the meeting of Ram and Sita in the gardens. how they were glancing at each other, etc. You see, if two people like each other, they will steal glances from each other. Steal glances means in secret they will sit and look at each other from the corner of the eye, etc. And if you watch them carefully, you'll catch them out and you'll realize that two people are attracted to each other. And people would have seen this and they would have spoken about it. And they've already heard now that there is an attraction, a huge attraction between Ram and Sita. Jasu pratapa balute jahu gavahi. Get rid of, throw away what? Pratap, Bal, Tej. All of them came there with might, with strength, with Tej. And they said all of this means nothing now. Because if these two people like each other, there's nothing we can do. Our strength means nothing. Our pride means nothing. Our past achievements means nothing. Behase apara bhupa sunibani. Some of the wicked kings, the jealous ones who were seated there, they started to laugh when they heard this. Why? Je abhibek and abhimani. Tulsidas Ji is quite severe on them. He says these people are laughing only because they are abhibek. They have low intellect. Andha, they are blind. Or abhimani, they're full of ego and arrogance. A match made in heaven is clearly visible in front of them, and they are laughing at this thought. Torehu danusho vyahu avagaha. They are thinking to themselves, oh, this Dhanush is very, very hard to break. Bahut katin hai. Binu tore koho kuari biyahawa. They're saying nobody can marry her if the bow is not broken. This is their view on the matter. And they even went on to say, Ek bar kalahu kin ohu. If this great god of death that is known to us in the Ved and in our Puranas, that is known as Yamaraj, the god of death. They said if he comes there, Siya hita samara jita bahama sohu. We will fight with the god of death in order to get Mother Sita. If we have to defeat death to get her, we will do that. So they seemed in their minds, not in their minds, they portrayed as if they were not afraid of Sri Ram and they were not threatened by him. But we know in their minds, deep down inside, they were already quite nervous. Yahasuni avara mahipa musukane. Now the good kings who were listening to this gossip, if I can call it, what happened to them? They started to smile. They found it humorous that these bad ones were making such comments. Dharamasila Hari Bhagata Sayane. Who were the ones who were smiling? The ones who were Dharmashila. Dharmashil means one who is very rigid in his dharma. He's an upholder of his dharma. And who else? How else does Tulsidas describe them? Hari Bhagata. Bhagata means devotee, lover of Prabhu Sri Ram amongst these kings. They found it humorous that these other kings were making such foolish comments. In the Sortha that we concluded with, it says that Ram will marry Sita. That which is meant to happen, nobody in the world can stop it. Okay? Maharaj Dashrath ran mein baake putro ko yudh mein to jeet hi kaun sakta hai. Who can even entertain the idea in their mind that these two sons of Raja Dashrath could be defeated on any kind of battlefield? So this manch, the stage on which they were in now, is also a battlefield. Who can imagine this, knowing that this is the Lord of the universe, firstly, and knowing also in the forest that Ram and Lakshman put an end to Tarika and a whole family of demons that were disturbing the yagya of Muni Vishwamitra. Now the stage is set for this great spectacle. And with these words, we will conclude today's Ram Katha. I hope that you will join us next week to see what is going to happen and enjoy the moment when our Lord strings the bow of Bhagwan Shiv. Katha visarjan hota hai, suno veer Hanuman, asana ko Prabhu chahiye, siya sakha sahit Bhagavan, siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. पवन सुत हनुमान की जय। उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो रे भाई सब संतन की जय। जय श्री राम. We'll have bhajan and then we will have आरती and concluding mantras.
अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान आते नहीं भक्त मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं भक्त मीरा के जैसे बुलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान खाते नहीं मेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं मेर शबरी के जैसे खिलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरम् रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान सोते नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं माँ यशोदा के जैसे सुलाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं कौन कहते हैं भगवान नाचते नहीं तुम गोपी के जैसे नचाते नहीं तुम गोपियों के जैसे नचाते नहीं अच्युतं केशवं कृष्ण दामोदरं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभं रामनारायणं जानकी वल्लभम् ओम सीताराम पवन सुत हनुमान राधे कृष्ण की जय। शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां हे शारदे मां अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे मां तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। तू स्वर की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे। हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, तेरे शरण हम, हमें प्यार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। मुनियों ने समझी, दुनियाओं ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी। मुनियों ने समझी, दुनियाओं ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी। हम भी तो समझे, तो जाने, विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पे विराजे, हाथों में वीणा, मुकुट सर पे साजे। तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पे विराजे, हाथों में वीणा, मुकुट सर पे साजे। मन से हमारे मिटाते अंधेरे, हमको उजालों का संसार दे माँ। हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ। ओम सीताराम। पवन सुत हनुमान, राधे कृष्ण की जय।
जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। ध्यावे फल पावे, दुख बिन से मन का। स्वामी दुख बिन से मन का, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, सुख संपत्ति घर आवे, कष्ट मिटे तन का। ओम जय जगदीश हरे। पिता तुम मेरे, शरण गहूँ किसकी, स्वामी शरण गहूँ मैं किसकी। तुम बिन और न दूजा, प्रभु बिन और न दूजा, आश करूँ जिसकी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम पूर्ण परमात्मा, तुम अंतर्यामी, स्वामी तुम अंतर्यामी। पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, पार ब्रह्म परमेश्वर, तुम सबके स्वामी। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम करुणा के सागर, तुम पालन करता, स्वामी तुम पालन करता। मैं मूरख कल कामी, मैं सेवक तुम स्वामी, कृपा करो धरता। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, तुम हो एक अगोचर, सबके प्राणपति, स्वामी सबके प्राणपति। किस विध मिलो दया में, किस विध मिलो दया में, तुमको मैं कुमति। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, दीन बंधु दुख हरता, तुम राक्षक मेरे, स्वामी तुम राक्षक मेरे। करुणा हस्त बढ़ाओ, करुणा हस्त बढ़ाओ, द्वार पड़ा मैं तेरे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, विषय विकार मिटाओ, पाप हरो देवा, स्वामी पाप हरो देवा। श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, श्रद्धा भक्ति बढ़ाओ, संतन की सेवा। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, प्रेम सभा सब मिलकर निश दिन यही गावो, स्वामी निश दिन यही गावो। पार लगा दो नैया, पार लगा दो नैया, यही अरज गावो। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे। भक्त जनों के संकट, दास जनों के संकट, क्षण में दूर करेंगे। ओम जय जगदीश हरे, स्वामी जय जगदीश हरे, माता जय जगदीश हरे।
कर्पूर गौरम करुणावतारम संसार सारम भुजगेंद्रहारम सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। मङ्गलं भगवान् विष्णुः मङ्गलं गरुडध्वज मङ्गलं पुण्डरीकाक्ष मङ्गलाय तनोहरि। सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरी नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। नारायणी नमोऽस्तुते। ओम यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरकृतानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणा पदे पदे। ओम सर्वेषां स्वस्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां शान्तिर्भवतु सर्वेषां पूर्णं भवतु सर्वेषां मङ्गलं भवतु। सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ओम असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ओम पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम अपराध सहस्राणि क्रियन्ते हर्निशं मया दासोऽयमिति मां मत्वा क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। आवाहनं न जानामि न जानामि विसर्जनं पूजां चैव न जानामि क्षमस्व परमेश्वर। अन्यथा शरणं नास्ति त्वमेव शरणं मम तस्मत्कारुण्यभावेन रक्ष त्वं परमेश्वर। भोले विघ्नहर्ता गणेश भगवान की जय। जगत जननी पार्वती माता की जय। शिव शंकर भगवान की जय। सीता रामचंद्र भगवान की जय। लक्ष्मण जी की जय। महावीर स्वामी बजरंग बली की जय। श्री लक्ष्मी नारायण भगवान की जय। श्री बाल कृष्ण भगवान की जय। गंगा यमुना सरयू सरस्वती मैया की जय। श्री राधे कृष्ण भगवान की जय। सपितर देव की जय। ओम नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव हर। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे। जय जय श्री राधे श्याम। जय श्री राम।